My name is Logan Clark, and I will be a senior next year in the Industrial Engineering Department. I'm currently interning with the Army Corps of Engineers in the New Orleans district, and they just essentially work on the waterways and any other civil works project in this area. I've been assigned to the design branch, and underneath them, I'm actually attached to the cost engineering branch. And as an intern, I don't do a whole lot that they trust me with at this point, but I still check quantities on the proposals as they bring up their cost estimations to the design team, which will eventually be taken to the negotiating table between the government and the private contractors. I mean, everything about my engineering internship with the Army Corps of Engineers has a lot to do with a lot of different aspects of engineering. It seems very broad, but this campus that I'm working at holds about 800 to 1,000 employees, anyone who's sitting in an office cubicle, to people on the field, to people in the warehouse. So there's lots of moving parts, lots of minds coming together with different backgrounds and different aspects of engineering. I'm currently in the industrial engineering department. I'm also with the Army RTC program. So through the Army RTC program, I was able to lock in this 3-week job shadowing slash internship program that they offer, and it was designed to be something that I have studied in undergrad right now. It's someone that I can follow in the real world Army that would represent something I might do in the future with the Army or in the civilian world. To be fully employed by the Army Corps of Engineers, you really need to be an expert in your field. These people they're professionals, they're civilians, almost all of them. Only about a handful of us are walking around in uniform, and they all seem to be very tenured, experienced workers, depending on what field that they're in. The youngest guy, he doesn't have his master's yet, but he's definitely been in the field for probably 4 or 5 years at different firms before he came down here to New Orleans to work with the Corps. The servicemen and women that are on this campus, they are captains, which means they've been promoted twice, and so they're not looking for junior officers to be working in these districts. So there's definitely some experience that needs to go uh, into your career before you end up getting a job with the Corps. I would advise students who are, considering looking into a career in engineering to understand that once you start studying engineering and you start finding out different aspects of engineering, you're really going to learn that there's so much more out there that engineers do that you would have ever imagined. And so the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. I truly believe that engineers could create a self-sustaining world. We study the body as like an engineered structure. There's such things as like financial engineering. You deal with like cost estimations and even sales to try and get the suppliers to match those cost estimations. And then obviously on top of all those things, you have your very technical aspects such as design, construction, demolition, and all those other things that you stereotypically think about when you think of the engineering fields. The strengths that I possess, that I think a lot of really good engineers also possess, is that they are team players. When you're on an engineering design project, anything, you're not going to know it all. That's because engineering's too big. You can't know all the different aspects of the project. So if you're able to be a team player, even if you're the leader or not the leader of that team, you can definitely contribute in any such way, and stay in your expertise. Use logic if you're going to step out of your expertise, but really being able to be a team player and kind of build that team that can attack a project together, kind of go off each other, use each other's past experiences and disciplines to really accomplish the task and really solve that problem.